Today's date is March 2nd, 2024. We're at the VFW 1114, and we're interviewing Mark Mason. He's from Princeton, Indiana. He was a coal miner up there, but we're going to interview him on what he did during the Vietnam era. If we look at his helmet hat here, you see that hat, that's the 553rd Reconnaissance Wing. You look at that plane, and that was a very complicated plane with 7 different areas in there for reconnaissance. And he's going to tell us what they did. Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Okay. Hey.
Closer and speak up. You're fine. Okay.
Well, these airplanes flew over the Ho Chi Minh Trail and had listening devices in the airplane, and when they would hear trucks, vehicles going down the Ho Chi Minh Trail, they would call B-52s in, and B-52s would drop bombs on them.
So tell them what what was dropped in Vietnam and how that plane hurt it and where they tested it in Panama.
Now, they first tested this system in Panama, and they flew at 30,000 feet, and they could hear a rattlesnake rattle on the ground.
And so, who dropped the little sound things down on the ground? How did they drop those?
I forgot the number of the aircraft.
But another aircraft dropped these little rocks, but they were sound things.
Yes.
And they last forever?
Yes.
And so they would send us, and then your plane would go 30,000 feet above it, and it would tell exactly where that sound was coming from.
Right.
That was very much top secret.
Yes.
And when did they release it to the public so the public knew what they were doing? 10 years ago?
Probably around that, yes.
You were over there 4 years. What year to what year, Mark?
I was sent over there in October of '67.
And stayed till when?
No, October of '68.
So a year.
Yeah.
And you were always in Thailand.
Yes.
But you're up in that plane over Vietnam, and then you come back.
Yes.
What was your most scary experience over there?
Well, during the '68 Tet Offensive, they did report that some enemy aircraft were coming over our base. So we had bunkers outside of the living quarters, and we had to go out and get in there.
But they never came over, but you thought they were. It was general quarters in a way.
Right.
Yeah. And the Vietnam War was very tough. Did you ever see the effects of Agent Orange?
Oh yes, I have Agent Orange.
You do have Agent Orange. And I think Admiral Zuma was one of the people that said because on the rivers you couldn't see anybody because they were all hiding in trees. So Agent Orange took care of all the trees, and the river traffic, the morbidity dropped from 90% to 10% because of that.
Right.
But you could see that from the plane, all the lost foliage, could you not?
Yes.
And you were over and exposed to it, so you got Agent Orange and get some medical problem from it.
Yes.
How about anything else you need to pass on to the next generation there, Mark? Nothing else. Thank you. He's going to go on the honor flight to Washington, D.C., and it's going to be a great trip for you. Thank you for coming today, and next generation is really going to like hearing what you talk about. What's the name of that plane that you have on your hat? Let me pull this down again. What's the name of that plane?
C-121.
A C-121. It was a prop.
Yes.
So it probably went about 200 miles an hour.
Probably around 300.
300, and then it was way up at 30,000 feet. It was pressurized in the cabin. You weren't freezing up there, were you? And were you?
I wasn't. I didn't fly.
You didn't get in them?
I was maintenance.
Maintenance. Make sure they were all right. You take care of the engine or other things?
All of it.
The whole thing. They say for one troop we need 9 support people. So you're one of the 9 people. Oh, I mean, they probably for that plane, they probably had 20 guys working on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you have enough? Did you have problem with supplies coming to Thailand or not?
No, we did.
Not. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna. If you write your address down, we'll send you a copy of this, and we're gonna put it on our museum on our YouTube channel, if that's all right. And I'll take your address, and we'll make you a copy here.
Okay.
We have Mark Mason. He's pointing to his base over in Thailand, and the name of the base was Mark? Karat. And that's where they had the reconnaissance planes. And this is Bernard Peter. And point to all the different bases you were at, Bernard. Just point them out there.
Queen Yan, Quang Tri, Da Nang, and Oshaw Valley.
And how many years you there? From 66 to 69?
69 and 70.
69, 70. Okay.
In combat.
In combat over there. And then you were there 67 to 68, and you sent planes over reconnaissance over Thailand, right there? Yeah.
Over Vietnam.
Over Vietnam, yeah. Okay, now turn around, I'll get the back of the sweatshirt. That's where he was. His reconnaissance plane is Karat, Thailand, and that's his reconnaissance plane. Thank you very much for coming here today.
Thank you very much, Mark.